Welcome back to NewsWire here on SportsGrid. We'll get back to some baseball in just a few minutes, but first, the Olympic Games going on right now in Paris, and although some of us are sleeping through some of this stuff, Gilbert McGregor has at least one eye open during all these games because he's got to come on with us and talk about it. Now, the good news, Gilbert, is that Team USA is going to play at a reasonable time, right? 3 o'clock? Okay, or wherever you are, it's reasonable. But some of these games, I'm waking up and I'm like, what happened? I didn't know. Thanks for coming on the show. It's great to have you back.
Absolutely. Great to be back, Craig.
All right, so let's dive in here to this Canada-Australia matchup. Canada was one of the favorites to take the silver medal. We know Team USA is the favorite to take the gold. Very good, impressive performance they've had thus far, including against Australia. Any threat to Team USA, or is this just simply look at silver and bronze?
You know, I was paying attention to what Carlin Gay, a proud Canadian, said about his national team and their chances of taking down Team USA on this very show. And I kind of buy into that a little bit. We saw some of their flaws today, but also saw some of their strengths in that Australia game. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander got into early foul trouble, but it was R.J. Barrett that stepped up offensively and Lou Dort who really showed his strengths on the defensive end. So this is a very complete Canada team. They are deep. They can go 10 NBA players deep, and Kim Birch also is an 11th player with NBA experience. So they do have that going for them. But I think today, when I saw the difficulties that they had with Australia on the interior, that kind of showed their weakness there. So it does kind of feel like silver is the peak for them right now, but I sure could be proven wrong.
Yeah, and look, certainly a long way to go here. Point spread's a factor. That's what we're most interested in, and so. I wonder your curiosity on this game here because Team USA plays against South Sudan today. And if you remember in the exhibition that they played, it was very close. It came right down to the end. But the odds makers, Gilbert, are telling us that Team USA is going to pay South Sudan back in a big way tomorrow afternoon. They're 29.5-point favorites with a total of 191. So I don't know what to make of this, Gilbert. I mean, either Team USA, I suppose, is going to win by 40, or is South Sudan going to keep this right down to the wire here? I mean, what do we take away from the exhibition season in the Olympics to the medal season?
You know what, Craig? I find this line very interesting. You know, it took a game-winning layup from LeBron James to beat this very talented South Sudan team. And it almost feels like this line suggests that Team USA took that team lightly. And I think that actually South Sudan is a very talented team. I think that they are built to take advantage of the fact that Team USA has not been together very long. Team USA has made a lot of mistakes because they're still learning one another, and South Sudan took advantage of almost every single one of those mistakes. I do think Team USA is going to be a little bit more prepared this time around. I don't expect it to be a one-possession game like it was during the exhibition season, so to speak. And I also know that Kevin Durant's return to the lineup does make a big difference, as we saw in that opener against Serbia. But I kind of feel like South Sudan is talented enough and athletic enough and skilled enough to keep it within 30 points. 30 points just really does feel like a lot. But again, maybe they know something that we don't know about Kevin Durant's presence and what he can do. And maybe they do have a little vengeance on their mind after being pushed to the limit by South Sudan.
Yeah, and to have vengeance, Gilbert, they could have vengeance and win by 21. I mean, this is 30 points. It's a lot in any stage. What's also fascinating is that a player that a lot of people probably have never heard of or limited of is Carlik Jones. He is the favorite on the FanDuel Sportsbook to have 20 points or more amongst all of the other props that you could bet on. You see LeBron James there, plus 220. You mentioned Durant at plus 280. And then you have several other players from Team USA here. So when you look at the board here, you basically, Carlin, can get almost 2-1 on any player going into this game tomorrow to get 20 or more points. Do you like any, one, or more?
You know what, Craig? I look at these odds, and Jones is actually the player who I would maybe least expect to score 20 points in this game. He had a triple-double during that exhibition game, and I feel like, if anything, Team USA is really going to take that personal matchup to heart and not let him do what he did. He's a very talented player, has a little NBA experience, spent some time with the Chicago Bulls most recently, and he's a very talented player. But I do think that, with Drew Holiday and the perimeter defenders that Team USA has, Derek White being another one of them, it's going to be difficult for him to find his way once again. We saw Kevin Durant was very efficient in a short period of time. I like him replicating that. We've seen just what he's capable of doing at the FIBA level. He's one of the greatest to ever wear Team USA's colors in the FIBA game. So I like him replicating his performance. He had, I think, 23 points in about 18 minutes in that Serbia game. And he scored 21 of them in the first half. So I can see him doing that again against South Sudan.
All right, now the odds are changing because Canada has moved on here. So I'm just going to roll off a few teams for you, and we're not going to make the assumption Team USA is going to win the gold, but for the purposes of betting, it's not a bettable asset right now for you to bet the gold. So for the silver and the bronze, I give you Canada, France, Germany, Serbia, and Australia. You must have made a prediction over at Sporting News prior. Have you changed it all? And how do you see this now moving forward?
You know, I listed Germany as the greatest threat, or after Canada, to Team USA, and I'll stick with that. I think that Germany, more so than Canada, I think that their talent, it's a little more tiered. You know what Dennis Schroeder is capable of. Franz Wagner, another player. Daniel Tice steps up, and Mo Wagner as well. They're built to really take advantage of the mistakes that Team USA makes, and they can make the effort plays, and they can also have a hot shooting night, which I think those are the things that make you capable of going far in a tournament like this. Ultimately, it's just 6 games, 3 in pool play and 3 to get to the medal game. So in a tournament like that, I think Germany is built to do that, especially with the way that Dennis Schroeder stars in his role and the other guys do as well.
All right. Well, we will find out, Gilbert, together how things roll over the next week or so. Very highly anticipated silver and gold medal games coming up, and hopefully Team USA is part of that. I think it's fair to say we're rooting for them. Thank you again for coming on the show, and have a great rest of your week.
Absolutely, Craig. Have a good one.